Another good job by Steve and Terry and the crew. I thought be good energy in the building. It'd be great getting the students back on top of what we've had. I think would set us up for some great environments coming down the stretch. Could never totally shake them, but our guys hung in there. Defense did what it needed to do late. It's a challenging team to stop. They've been in most of their games that they've lost have all been single digits. So we could never totally separate, but we did enough, and then had some big plays on the glass late. Obviously, we did an exceptional job making foul shots, and our ball movement was good. We got great looks from three. I love this team and this upside. It's taken years off my life. Some days we make threes, some we don't. Some days we make free throws, some we don't. But it keeps it interesting.
How big was that start tonight?
Yeah, it was. It was good. We don't put Dylan back in the lineup. It's a 40-minute game, so really every possession counts the same. I know I'm not trying to be a smart ass, but it's like you want to start well. We talk about the first 4 minutes. We talk about every 4 minutes is a war. You want to win every war. So, I'd like to start well all the time. I'd like to continue to play well all the time, too. It just doesn't always happen. The other team is well coached, does have good players, and does have a game plan. So sometimes it's not as easy as it seems.
The work you guys were able to do defensively on glass, obviously had some pretty good success this season. What did you think of containing him?
Yeah, he makes hard shots, right? And he takes, and they've done a really good job with Jonathan Lamoth. He's become a much better shooter. He's shooting in the 40s coming into the game in the conference, 42 from three. So I thought, May and Lowry and Tark all did a good job in them. And we did a good job on the other kid, too, Forrest. And he was averaging 18 a game in the conference. They got guys that can score. They're not overly deep right now, and they've fought some injuries, and I certainly know what that's like after some of the things we've been through. But I thought we made them take hard shots for the most part. It's a different game too, Pat, because we knew they were going to do this, and they went to a quick. They zone press. They go back to zone. The zone isn't a zone after two passes or three. They go into man, so they're trying to keep you off kilter a little bit. But I didn't think we took a lot of threes, but we made a lot. I didn't think we settled. We missed some late, but that was part of me running the clock down a little bit.
A little concerned about the presence and paint tonight defensively.
Well, yeah, I thought we had a brutally bad stretch where, sometimes when guys don't get clean looks, right, the ball skids off the rim or the backboard. The kid Murphy, to his credit, came up with every one, So we've got to do a better job. That's not easy, but way too many offensive rebounds, which probably would have allowed us to separate earlier in the game.
Obviously, one of the big questions all season has been the five spot and finding the replacement for Charles. And I know it's a committee thing, but how do you feel like 2/3 of the way through the regular season you guys sit?
Yeah, I think we were averaging my stats are maybe close to 14-9, 13-9 at that spot, which is slightly better than Charles. Now, no one's Charles yet. Caleb's coming. I thought he was sluggish early. Ended up with 9-9. That's pretty good. Messiah's been good. I thought Abdul looked a little bit step slow today. He's had other moments where he's played well. Their ball screen coverage has been good. It's those guys know what they're supposed to do, and I've been pleased with them. There's not one guy that's ready to do it like Charlie. I think there's so many other guys back that they have to absorb a little bit more responsibility at times to make the game easier for those guys.
When you're facing those moments where it's a little bit frustrating, especially offensively and then with the rebounds as well, what is the message to the team when you're trying to switch that momentum?
Yeah, I'm a guy that usually likes to challenge the guys. I didn't do really much of that tonight. We tried to talk about urgency going into the game, and I think the guys did a solid job with that. All of a sudden it hurts you, right? You miss a couple of shots, and then we don't cover rebounds, and guys feel that look at it's a funny game. Everyone's expecting you, and you get up early to just crush them. It's not going to happen. We're not built that way. We've won a lot of games over a lot of years that we're going to continue to do so. We don't always just crush people. What's nice is that people expect that now after decades of mediocrity. It's nice that people just think we're going to crush teams. It just doesn't work like that.
You mentioned the passing, and I thought it was probably as well as you passed all year, obviously. Had a few that were dropped, but Messiah, 5 assists was...
Yeah, we a little bit of comfort with him against his own, finding guys. We've got an unselfish group. We took a lot of threes, but I didn't think most of them were bad threes. I thought we moved the ball and found the open guys. As a matter of fact, I think when we watched film, I think the ones, I thought Dylan had like open threes.
Not in the talks, 5-point swing, the dunk down the middle, and then the three. Here's the thing, Scary. He might get 6th man of the year, which is going to go a long way. But that's what you say about he seems fine. He seems relishing his role off the bench, and that's like a good sign for a team.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He put in the
No, he does. When he gets going, it's just a whole different dimension. He's so gifted. I think sometimes we, as a coach and fans, you expect that every possession down the floor, and it's somewhat unrealistic. But that's what you try to demand. But he's really been doing a good job for us in conference, and I think I said it a couple weeks ago. He's a good teammate. He practices really hard, and I'm proud of him.
Yeah, it moves us up to 6-1. It's another team effort, group effort. It's just going to be most nights. Everyone played hard. We defended. There was a stretch. There was a point in time where we weren't forcing them to miss, but we buckled down on some guys, made them shoot hard shots, and got the win.
Tyler, how important was that start tonight?
It was very important. In recent games we gotten off the slow starts and then having to pick it up in the second half. But I think it was really good for everybody on the team to come out fast, get a good start in the game, and have it carry over.
And then how do you think the guy to your left has developed over the course of the year?
He can attest. I tell him all the time he's like our most improved player. I said this last week too. He just, from the time he got here to now, like he's just grown so much, like as a player, as a person. Like I see it, and he wants to learn. Like some guys, like in the past, like you can tell who's a sponge and who wants to get better, and who wants to learn. He's somebody that he just gets it, man. He always wants to learn, and of course, like I said before, all the good things that come to him, he deserves it for sure, 100%.
Caleb, what's allowed you to improve over the course of the season?
I always say I have a good coaching staff who they care about me as a person, as a player, and all the resources I need to improve, like I have it here. Like I have like a coach who's taking care of me, like daily, free throw, and on the practice when I'm trying to learn, like it's just something they're always ready to help me to figure it out. And that's how when it comes for the game, it kind of just seemed easy for me, which I have a big support behind me.
They talk about that two-handed dunk. It seemed like it kind of put the game away.
There's a lot of chatter within the organization that they say I don't dunk anymore. So I had to shut down those allegations in conference play.
Stole mine. It was supposed to be for me. It's all good.
He got to want it. That's honestly it. Like they say I don't dunk no more. Like I'm some old man or something. So I got to just show them that I can still dunk a little bit. That's